ask anyone who's gone through spiritual awakening, what has changed in their lives first? Their habits, their relationships, and they all tell you the same thing. My awareness changed. But ask them what has changed last, what took the longest, what felt the heaviest, what kept pulling them back into their old patterns. And everyone will say it was their identity. And this is the part no one ever told you. Identity is the slowest part of you to evolve. It's the last thing to update. It's the part that resists change the most. And if you don't understand how identity works, you will think you're failing. You will think that you're inconsistent. You will think that you are not spiritual enough. So today I want to show you what identity actually is and why it lags behind consciousness. So stay with me because this is where everything clicks. Let's start with the truth that most people never hear. Identity is not who you are. Identity is not your soul. Identity is not your consciousness. Identity is not your truth. Identity is simply what you've learned to identify with. It's the story that you tell yourself about who you are, the roles you think you have to play. It's the emotional patterns that you repeat because they're familiar. It's the beliefs that you inherit from family, from culture, religion, in school. Identity is the version of you that learned how to survive. And here is what you didn't know. Identity is built for safety, not truth. It's built from childhood conditioning, trauma responses, approval patterns, attachment wounds, social expectations, the need for belonging, the fear of being rejected. Identity is not your essence. Identity is your adaptation. And that's why it's slow to change. Now, let me show you the part that people always miss. Identity is a time traveler. Your consciousness lives in the present, but your identity lives in the past. Your consciousness says, I'm ready for more. Your identity says, but we've always been this person. Your consciousness says, I'm worthy. But your identity says, prove it. Your consciousness says, I'm done with this pattern. And your identity says, but this is how we feel safe. Identity is always a few steps behind your evolution. And this is what no one ever told you. When you grow, your identity doesn't update automatically. It has to be retrained, repatterned, and rewritten. And this is why awakening feels like living two lives at once. The one that you know you're meant for and the one that is still acting out. You are not inconsistent, you're integrating. Now, let's talk about how identity is actually built, because this is where the real shift happens. Identity forms in layers. In layer number 1 shows the roles that you were given. The daughter, the son, the caretaker, the good student, the responsible one, the strong one, the quiet one. The roles become invisible cages. In layer number 2, the rules that you have learned. Don't be too much. Oh, you're so emotional. Don't be too loud. Don't upset everyone. Can't be too honest. Identity becomes a list of don'ts. And in the third layer, the wounds that you carry. Every heartbreak, every rejection, every moment that you weren't seen, every time that you had to shrink to be loved, identity becomes a defense system. And layer number 4 is the persona that you present. the version of you that is acceptable, the version that gets approval, and the version that doesn't rock the boat. Identity becomes a performance. But here's the part that people never realize. Identity is not who you are, it's who you learn to be. Now, let's talk about the friction. The moment that consciousness evolves faster than identity. This is the moment that people think they are blocked. But you are not blocked, you're outgrowing yourself. Your consciousness expands. You see differently. You feel differently. You understand life in a new way. But your identity is still running the old operating system. And this creates friction. You know better, but you still react from old patterns. You feel called for more, but you stay in familiar behaviors. You sense a new version of yourself emerging, but you can't embody it yet. This is not failure, this is a gap. This gap between who you are becoming and who you still are. And this is what no one ever told you. This gap is normal. This gap is necessary. The gap is the work. So how do we actually update identity? Here is the part that changes everything. Identity doesn't change through thinking. Identity changes through embodiment. 3 things update identity. Number 1, awareness. You notice the old story. You see the patterns. You name the role you have been playing. Awareness loosens the grip. Number 2 is choice. You have to choose differently, even in small ways. You act from a new self, not the old one. You take one step that contradicts the old identity. Choice rewrites the script. And number 3 is repetition. Identity updates slowly. It needs consistency. It needs proof. It needs evidence that this new version of you is safe. So repetition builds this new self. And this is why identity work is not glamorous. It's not instant. And it's not a single breakthrough. It's a daily reorientation towards who you're becoming. And now let's connect all of this to 5D, because this is where the deeper truth lives. People talk about 5D like it's a place, a timeline, or a cosmic event. But 5D is not a destination. It's a state of identity. In the identity you choose to inhabit. You cannot expand into 5D with an identity that is built from 3D survival. A persona built from approval. A self-image built from wounds. A story built from fear. 5D requires a new identity, the one who is aligned with the truth, your awareness in your essence. Identity is the bridge. So the next time you feel stuck or inconsistent or behind, just remember, it's not that you're failing, it's that your identity is still catching up to your consciousness. And when you understand that, you stop fighting yourself, you stop judging yourself, you stop rushing your evolution. You begin to update your identity on purpose. That is awakening, and that is integration, and that's evolution. And if this shifted something in your awareness, and if it helped you see identity with new eyes, then like this video and subscribe, because we're only starting this journey. And I'll see you in the next one.